Okay, so I want to show you what I start the week off with. And now this is important to note that I start my newsletter a week earlier from when I publish it. You can start it even sooner if you want and outline a bunch of them, but I recommend one at a time because this allows you to focus what you're consuming and it allows you to tie what you are consuming back to your newsletter and create these novel perspectives and kind of use what you're consuming as building blocks for the newsletter. So what we're going to do here in the Creator Command Center, I'm actually going to go to my example one, wherever it is. I have so much stuff. Example. Okay, so here's the example. And we're going to scroll down to the content flow, right? So I have a few here because I'm starting to transfer my own stuff over to this one instead of my other one. But what you do here is at the start of each week, preferably, or whenever you want to do this and structure it into your day, you come here, you click the all-in-one template. Now, we'll continue diving deeper into this because it's an entire flow, but this works both for threads or newsletters, mostly threads or newsletters, right? And so you can type like anything here, like a potential topic that you want to write about that you generated from somewhere else. So a Medium article or a YouTube video, so you know it does well. And then let's just say how to improve yourself, something, I don't know. And now I want to go through each of these. So once you start outlining this, there are three things that I want to talk about here. So there's quick capture, and this is why I recommend doing it at the start of the week, is because you can come in here throughout the week and write talking points, right? And when you're consuming something and those ideas are coming to mind when you're on a walk or just in the shower or something, you come here immediately for this week's content and you write like talking points or something that you want to include in the letter. Even when you start outlining this, you can come through and like type certain talking points that are on your mind, which I do a lot. I usually outline things. And then in terms of research, now what you can also do is when you're consuming or you're on Twitter or you're reading a book, you can note certain quotes or tweets that you can include in your newsletter, right? And so you can also include your own tweets if you've written some relating to this, and then you can start to form like an argument around that and you can include it somewhere in your newsletter. But you can list them all here. And then the main thing right here is this. So if you've taken my 7 Days to Genius Ideas course, you know this, you see this. And now when it's baked into everything, when it's baked into this entire Creator Command Center, it's a bit different. So I only use these things, the problems, benefits, experiences, big ideas, for the actual writing, okay? Well, it'll continue to make sense. But this will be super helpful when you start writing your newsletter, where if I want to write an article on how to improve yourself, because the ideas are already validated. People want to read the same information over and over. So if how to improve yourself does well, and I validated that from Medium or a tweet that did extremely well and I want to write an article on, or a YouTube video from one of my tribe of mentors that did really well, then that becomes my topic, right? And I form a unique argument around that using either the quick capture, the research, or just personal experiences or common problems and anything else that exists in the APAG writing framework, okay? So here, this is what we do. For visualize, this is literally just writing it on paper, okay? And then if you want to take this and turn it into like a graphic down the road, you can. But I recommend visualizing it because it helps you connect the dots, right? And if you don't know what to visualize, good. Start writing first and then visualize a certain point that you are making, right? This is an optional step for now. You don't need to do this, but it is there to help you expand your mind more and start to become more creative with the concept that you're trying to create with your newsletter. Now, the next thing are the problems. So this says big problem, but I want you to list out common problems associated with how to improve yourself, the topic, right? So cheap dopamine has people in chains. There's a lot of distractions. People, laziness is a big problem. What else? How to improve yourself, laziness, not self-educating. And now you can write the objections along with that. So if you were to like say the objections is pretty much the limiting beliefs that come with overcoming these things. So this is also optional. The main things that matter here are the problem, the benefits, personal experiences. Okay, that's what you're going to use as building blocks to structure out your actual newsletter or article or thread. Okay, so as you continue doing this, the big benefit or benefits in general of improving yourself is that you open yourself up to new job opportunities, you feel better, your quality of life improves, and how this also works very well if you have experienced these things for yourself, right? Relating to the topic that you're writing about. And when it comes to long form writing, 80% of the process is outlining it. So if you have to spend 5 days writing in quick capture, writing in research, actually researching things to come up with talking points about this, because if you don't know something to include here, Google isn't off limits to you. You can generate ideas by reading about it and searching specific terms, right? So how to improve yourself. What prevents people from not improving something? 7 reasons why you're not improving. You don't want it badly enough. You're surrounded by toxic people. You're being stubborn. You're scared to ask questions. You're comfortable. Tell me this isn't insane idea generation. And you're not writing this same article. You're using it as inspiration for your own take on these, because the ideas are the same, but the way that they're presented are what's different under your brand, right? That's what makes it unique. So you go through this, you fill it out, you tap into personal experiences. So what's one thing that I have experienced when improving myself? I'm trying to think here. Improving myself. I don't really know. This isn't the best topic for it. But you can tie in personal experiences to these things, right? And this is a difficult process. It's supposed to be difficult, right? You are creating something better. You're not being told what to create. You don't have the clarity on your own to do this. You have to create the clarity in order to create something original, right? So you could list out your personal experiences here relating to it. And the thing with this is I'm sitting here and I'm struggling to come up with this question. But if I were to go out on a walk and start consuming information and be reminded of a personal experience, then I come up here and note it in the quick capture, right? Because when I'm hyper focused on this and I'm not in idea generation mode, I'm not in a convergent state of focus where those ideas are going to come to me, like on a walk or in the shower or somewhere else, then it's much harder to come up with. It's not worth sitting here and struggling to fill this out when no ideas are coming to your head, right? You need to go outside, you need to go on a walk, you need to meditate maybe, and just expand your focus, right? So that's what you're going to use this for all of your articles. You need to outline it first. And now you can see where these things start to come into play as we dig into the APAG writing framework more. You're going to be able to start your newsletter by painting a picture of the problem. You're going to maybe talk about a personal experience. You're going to talk about things in the quick capture that relate to it, right? Maybe a story or something that you heard when you were reading a book relating to, let's say, philosophy, and then I can start to tie that in. And it's difficult to explain, but this will make sense towards the end when I go over one of my newsletters, right? So I just wanted to show you this for now so you can use this to outline your newsletter. And then you can come through here and you can transfer it into whatever area it goes in alignment with, like if you're only focused on Twitter, then it's going to go to write, edit, publish. You're going to skip the podcast and record video, but those are there if you would like them.